I noticed in my videos lately, I always start them off with so. I was about to do that again. Breaking the habits. Um, so. I came up with another law of attraction correction. Previously, Abraham Hicks is always telling you, oh, you'll never get it done. You never get it done. Well, if you never get it done, you're never going to have it accomplished. You're pushing that success away. You're pushing away that feeling of satisfaction because you didn't get it done. Therefore, you can't be satisfied with the actions that you took. You cannot be satisfied with the results. So I declare, we got it done, baby. It's done. And I have never felt so much satisfaction or being at peace in my life before. So it works for me. It just may work for you. The second one was the core of my vortex is within me, within my body, I should say. The way that I put it before was I am at the core of my vortex. Be consistent. I like consistency in color when I'm writing my body. Da, da, da. Because I'm not the only one who noticed that we come up with some sort of inspiration and somebody else manifests it. So, like, my sister and I came up with the idea for special juice containers, 100% juice for children. But we didn't have the manufacturing set up already ready. So these little character bottles with 100% juice in them started showing up on the grocery store shelves. So inspiration is going to come through the most open of channels, which is usually the most creative person, the one most open to new ideas. However, the path of least resistance for manifesting that is going to be through a manufacturer who already has the factory set up, the molds, capability for molding of plastic containers and stuff like that. So how do I change that? I change that by affirming I am at the vortex. I am at the core of the vortex of my well-being, of my prosperity. I start bringing that stuff home to myself. And then the third correction, I wanted to do a little bit of research on that one before I stated it. But from the get-go, I decided that I appreciate things. Because to be grateful, originally, I'm so into the etymology of words. It could have been another word for appreciation. However, it evolved into the modern usage and association and vibration of that word gratitude, gratuitous, your tip, the not necessary part of eating out in American culture is called the gratuity. You're going to leave some gratuity. And according to Merriam-Webster, the modern definition, the modern vibration associated with gratitude, gratuity, gratuitous, is not called for, not appropriate, not justified. And the example that it gave was gratuitous violence. So, appreciation is, for me, the more appropriate one. And I'm adding another one here now that I felt long ago, years ago, when I was reflecting, like, I was learning, colors of auras and things like that. And I noticed that the higher vibration than love was delight. And I considered that because that's true. A child, they're going to get delighted in the same thing popping up over and over again. They can watch a movie 1,000 times. They don't expect the same thing to happen, but they're delighted every time. And it's the same thing when I turn around and I see a beautiful flower has blossomed. I wasn't expecting it, but I'm so delighted. And I'm not attached to any other flower blossoming or the bush producing more. In that moment, I'm just delighted with that one flower and the fragrance. And that to me is the vibration that would probably have been associated originally with love. Now, love is associated with that hallelujah song, about people battling each other and conquering and who's going to subdue who and sacrifice and conditions. If you do this, you'll have my love. But when we delight in something, when we delight in somebody, that's a momentary thing. And it works for me because I was out there and this guy, he was just so delighted. He says, "Oh, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I can go buy beer." He came from down south where, they got dry counties. They got regulations. You can't buy beer or alcohol before 10 a.m. You can't buy it on Sunday. There are all these conditions and stipulations and all of it. So he was just purely delighted. So I just leaned over and I checked the license plate on the vehicle to see where they were from. And he caught me. And so I introduced myself and I told him, just seeing his delight, I felt delight. And I was just curious, where he came from and, why it would be such a great delight to him. And we had a marvelous conversation. And he's just the type of guy, he's like, yeah, I'm the type, if a woman wants supporting, I'm going to support her 100%. But if she wants to do it all herself, I will leave hands off, I'll let her do her thing. And I'm like, that's exactly what I need in a man. And I never would have had that conversation. I would not have had a man produce himself as such if I hadn't been bold enough and recognized delight and resonated in it. So for me, delight in my experience produces connections with other people who are experiencing delight and can have those relationships that are more fluid, that can be multidimensional, to be supportive or to be stand back. Just watch and appreciate. Look at that one go. Look what they can do. Whoa, they need my support or they want my support. If I give it, whoa, look what I just assisted them in doing. Look what we accomplished. Look what they accomplished with just a little bit of backup. And I've also connected with somebody who this is new to me. So yeah, it's emotional. Who was as passionately upset with my dignity being assaulted. Was it yesterday or the day before? Doesn't matter. But when that property manager, said in front of this other customer who I had just had that marvelous conversation with, that I was not entitled to the free breakfast, and putting me in my place as what they call non-paying, though somebody paid for my room. It's paid for. His company paid for his room, and he's considered a paying customer. Therefore, I deserve to be considered a paying customer as well. So to have somebody in my experience that resonates with my anger concerning that is precious. And if I hadn't made these changes in my experience and my working with the law of attraction, I may not have run into these people and these experiences and having things come more easily to me. So, if this helps, I'm happy. As they say, take what resonates and leave the rest.